Well, first of all, the implication is that somehow this administration stalled these projects. For several of the years, the council was controlled by the Democratic Party that controlled the Planning Commission that held numerous public hearings and delayed the process. The economy was the other driving factor that delayed the redevelopment projects. Now, it can be argued, and I know I've heard that it's ceremonial ribbon cuttings, but the groundbreakings have occurred, the projects have been approved, the modified ones, the zoning plans have been approved, and we're moving ahead with these projects. They are actually going to start. We're waiting for the demolition delay to stop on Waypoint so they can begin to demolish the homes. Spinnaker and I've met with 95-7, some potential retail customers, stores coming in there. POCO has the permit for demolishing the old Merchants Bank, and it will move along. Look out the window. We all know what the economy has done. Lending institutions were not lending money. Federal funds were frozen. And we can have the rhetoric that somehow I stood on West Avenue and stopped these development programs. That's nonsense. It was a combination of many factors. And they are moving ahead, and they will continue to move ahead now.
Thank you. Mr. Garfunkel?
Yes, these major development projects were stalled out. Most of these projects began 10 years ago, 8 years ago, and had ribbon-cutting ceremonies done for them then. I do remember that 6 years ago, my opponent was running on the platform that we need to get shovels in the ground, and got elected to put the shovels in the ground, and they're still there. These projects are not moving forward. We were able to build a bridge on Reed Street that got another ribbon cutting 2 years ago, and we still have not had any access through that road. We need to employ our project labor agreement programs that are already established with these developments. These are going to bring jobs to Norwalk and kickstart some of these projects. We need to work closely with the developers. They don't have the funding right now to get these things going, but yet we have been out there for ribbon cuttings for demolitions of projects and other projects that are out there. There are some that are just trickling in and just starting, but no, the major projects themselves have been stalled out through this administration, and we need to bring in some experts to help us put these things together and help us negotiate and work with the developers to make it easier for them to get these projects going.
Thank you. Rebuttal?
Well, I guess the governor and the bonding commission doesn't agree with you because they approved $5 million for the Waypoint project because we are proceeding. And again, why don't you talk to the developers to find out if they feel I've stalled the projects or they're not ready to go. You keep saying that the development is slow, but the developers themselves, whether it's Mr. Seligson, Spinnaker, POCO, they are ready and willing to move forward, and they will move forward. So we did put shovels in the ground. We have had other projects that have come forth to put shovels in the ground. We will continue to move forward. Our grant list has grown. Our tax base has grown. And many new businesses outside the development areas have moved into Norwalk. And we will continue to move those new businesses into Norwalk. So I did not stall those projects. Again, Mr. Garfunkel, look out the window. It was called the economy.
Mr. Garfunkel?
Yes. Yes. These projects, again, as I mentioned, were started 10 to 8 years ago, and the economy didn't go bust or it didn't drop until about 4 years ago. There was plenty of time for these projects to get on the move. One project in particular did have a little bit of a stall tactic there, where it was a Republican constituent that owned a piece of property that went into a lawsuit, which held up the project immensely and has bogged down. That developer since did lose their financing and does need to start from scratch again.
Thank you. The audience